Hi guys!
Hello everyone,
Welcome to Lazarski Talks!
So synchronized we are today, this is a good sign. Let's start traditionally from minor technical details. First of all, we would like to ask you to mute your microphones and please turn off your cameras so we do not have any interference. Also, we would like to remind you that you can and you should ask questions because today we have extremely interesting guests. Also, the most important thing about your questions is that we have a beautiful contest. So today we will be again choosing the best question from you guys, and I hope you will be feeling competitive today. So let's switch to the introductions.
Corona.
I'm so sorry. The most important, the most important and huge issue is that we are all corona free, we are tested, we are negative in a good
meeting.
That's why we are sitting without masks. Okay, so now we can
start.
to introduction.
The first thing that I want to start with is that today Justina, or Justin, she's watching us as one of the observers, and today I have a wonderful co-host, my wonderful friend and a beautiful lady who I'm happy to work here today. We have a synchronization as we can see. So Darina, thank you very much for switching from one to the second and to the third chair. So let us start with the introduction of a wonderful woman who we're really happy to have here today, because okay, let us start from the very beginning. Here we're very honored and very glad because this wonderful woman accepted our invitation. Today we have Miss Katarzyna Marton-Gadoś. We're very happy that you accepted our invitation. So let me just say thank you very much from all of our team. Katarzyna Marton-Gadoś is a program director of two Polish faculties of two Polish studies, right, and course of studies. You are a coordinator of Erasmus and coordinator of a validated studies. So actually a lot of things we can ask her about today. We can do that, but we really do hope that today you are going to ask the majority of the questions. So let us give a word to the wonderful guest that we're having today. Thank you very much again for coming.
Thank you very much. First of all, obviously, I would like to say hello to everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for spending a bit of time with us. I know that this is a hot time for you because it's just before the session time, but thank you very much. It means that you are active. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna start. We're gonna have three main topics, right? Three main pillars that we want to talk about today. The first one is connected to the Erasmus program. The second one is connected to the validated studies, because I'm sure that there are some students who really don't have any idea what is validated studies, because a lot of people don't really know that double degree and validated studies are the same thing. And the third thing that we're gonna talk about today is a very important and currently especially topic for our students, because when I was a student, for example, it was a very important topic for me, and I didn't know where to go, I didn't know how to ask. So the third thing we're going to talk about today is when you have an idea, when you have a project, you have ambitious and you want more than others, where should you go? Katarzyna Marton-Gadoś knows everything about the Erasmus program validated studies and the project issue. So let us start from the Erasmus. You are a coordinator of the Erasmus program, so tell us a little bit, what are you doing and which students you're working with this, who are coming to Lazarski or who are coming out from Lazarski to other universities, and tell us something about this part of your work.
Okay, so I think that I should start with some little explanation on how the Erasmus process is accommodated in Lazarski University structures, because I feel that a lot of students are confused with that, and at the very beginning they don't know where to go, whom to ask, what to ask, and so on, right? So in fact, I'm a faculty coordinator of Erasmus program here at Lazarski University. It means that every single faculty, namely Faculty of Economics and Management, Faculty of Law and Administration, Medicine faculty, so every single faculty has its own coordinator, and this person that is me in case of Faculty of Economics and Management, is responsible for let's say the highest quality of assisting students with choosing the university, with well, choosing the courses, being satisfied with the with the exchange, let's call it in general, right? And then at the end with recognizing the courses. So namely, I'm quite I'm quite well advanced in topic of the program that is suitable for the Lazarski University, and this is the main issue I usually talk to the student or try to explain different things related with that, but I'm really I don't have too much with the documents of Lazarski University. Obviously I signed them, right? But the dominant person responsible for that is Miss Monika Krzywo. So this is the person who is a kind of a university coordinator, right? So with some technical, I mean general questions related with Erasmus program, it's better visit Monica or just call her or just write her. But me, I'm responsible for the situation of making the student choosing the best university, I mean the most suitable university with the most suitable program, the most suitable courses. And obviously, so I'm a kind of a advisor of a student, so even if there are some little problems related with an exchange, so I'm the one you should describe the problems, and I'm always on the side of students, right? So this is my role, to be a kind of an advocate of students.
Okay. Did I get you right that you are dealing mainly with these academic issues, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can list some common problems or common issues students which are going for the exchange day face.
Obviously, a lot of them, a long list, right? Okay, but just talking the most basic ones, the things that you should start with thinking about a possibility, a rough possibility of going abroad for Erasmus studies. So first of all, students are usually very confused about the university, how to choose a university. I know that the students that are applying are just freshmen in this regard, but the case is that it's not the case of the university, because we believe that all of universities, all of partner universities we have in our list, and by the way, this list is updated, right? It's not like this, that we have for 100 the same set of universities for the next 20 years. It's not, it doesn't go like that. But you shouldn't concentrate on choosing university. You should concentrate more on choosing appropriate program with appropriate courses. So even not a program, actually, the best way to start with is just to visit different websites of the universities we have in our list of partner universities and just look into the programs. And this is the easiest way, right? The courses, the content of courses, it must be suitable to your field of studies. If you already do this, so we are, very close to finalize which university is the best one, right? For the student, because it's we cannot say which one is the best. Some students are more interested in big state universities, but please remember that then you are a bit more anonymous. So you need to take care really about everything by yourself. But some students prefer rather to go to private universities, with a lot of attention paid to students and their needs. So it's so everything must be discussed. Everything is individual.
I honestly think that sometimes well, I think in the majority of the cases, it's more important to find not the best university on the ranking, but the best suitable university for this or that student. And actually, that's a very, very nice thing that we have it as a, independent unit. So we have you,
Yeah.
right? And we have our Erasmus department, so we can go and ask them a lot of things. But I am interested in the fact that Erasmus program is a wonderful opportunity for a lot of the students. But what is going on right now during the pandemic situation? I'm sure there are a lot of people who are, well, we have some students right now who came to Lazarski University from Erasmus program, and unfortunately they cannot see and feel the whole atmosphere of the university. But is it, from our side, is it still possible to go to the Erasmus program? So students who are studying right now, do they have this chance, or they have to wait till the pandemic is over?
The rules haven't been changed. So even now there is a possibility to go abroad. Obviously, everything depends on a specific situation in a partner university country. Yeah, because well, everybody must be in accordance with law, simply, right? So that's the point. But yes, you can go abroad, right? Actually, we are very close to start a new edition of Erasmus program and a new edition of application process, right? So just before the spring semester, there will be a possibility. The case is that we do not close our cooperation. Actually, there is no such a university that says that, I'm sorry, I cannot accept your students for Erasmus study anymore because of COVID pandemic time and so on. No. But the times are difficult, that's true. The case is that, first of all, you must answer yourself the question, are you ready to go abroad during so hard times? If not, there is still possibility to be on Erasmus, but staying in Poland, if you are in Poland, or anywhere you are at the moment. So there is also possible to do a kind of an online Erasmus studies, yeah, which can be a bit odd at the first glance, yeah, what for, yeah, but I think that we need to change our way of thinking a little bit in this case. The most valuable thing is to have the possibility to interact with other teachers, with other educational systems, with other students, right, from other countries, from other universities. So in this regard, also online option of Erasmus studies can be quite interesting, I think. The more you must remember that there is a very limited amount of time you can use your Erasmus opportunities, right? So please remember that, you are a bachelor student or a master student usually only once, yeah, and you have only once such a chance to go for the Erasmus during bachelor, and another chance maybe during the master studies. So why not? So even if the times are so hard, yeah,
it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's quite easy to accommodate with other courses here at Lazarski, yeah, because you can take care about everything, yeah, if you are responsible enough. Yeah.
Okay, let us start with the questions, because we already have 3 of them regarding this.
4. I'm surprised they're coming so quickly.
Okay, so can you read all of them?
Okay. For me, it's the most interesting one so far. I have a question. Where does Miss Kasia been on an exchange? Have you been on an exchange?
This is a very difficult question, because, when I was studying, there was no Erasmus program at all. So I simply had no such a chance to do that.
But
yeah.
you're the coordinator of Erasmus
So that's why
program.
I visited our partner universities, yeah, but you know, a little bit different position, right?
Okay,
Not
okay.
as a student one, but obviously we are in a close contact, so yeah.
So that's why you strongly encourage all other
Yes,
students
yes.
to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, another question. Maybe you can.
Okay, just for the difference. Where can we get information about where to do our Erasmus? So that's the general, very general question. So tell us all the details about the office and about everything.
Okay, so obviously the most the easiest way is to look into our website of Lazarski Universities and look for it's called it's not so intuitive. That's true. Yeah. But you know, the part you should concentrate on, it's called international program unit, I think, at the moment.
guess,
Even not
yeah.
department, but unit. So international program unit. Yeah. So please look for such a tab in our website and try to get the information from that. There is a contact indicated or contacts indicated. I mean, mainly Miss Monica, right, as an institutional Erasmus coordinator, and me as a faculty one, right?
So if I just to make it clear, on every single faculty we have a coordinator like you. So
Yeah.
we have you on economics and management. So if you're not from the economics and management,
Yeah.
the life is not over. You still
Yeah.
have a coordinator
Yeah.
who is very happy to help you
Yes.
in all of this stuff. So yeah, I think we answered the question. Like all the contacts are really on the website. If you cannot find it or you're not sure, you always have Lazarski Student Help Desk where you can always ask guys about how to find the details about Erasmus. So it's all open. So just take your chances and find the contacts.
Another question is, can a student recommend a university that is not on the list?
Oh, I think it's a hard question too.
And the question is not so hard, right? But sometimes it's quite difficult to introduce some arrangements into life. Actually, we advise students anyway to choose a university from our list of partner universities. But to tell the truth, there were such cases where a student initiated a kind of
Okay.
a contact
Wow.
of our university and a partner university, yeah, and he or she, I don't remember by heart, was the very first person to be visiting, yeah, the partner
that's
university.
nice.
But please remember that the case is that there must be a kind of agreement between both universities. The agreement is very standardized, so it's not difficult to sign it. But first of all, we must check if the programs between our faculties or schools,
Yeah.
and so on, are quite similar. If we are, I mean, both sides are satisfied with such a cooperation, right? So it's possible. It's possible.
Okay. Well, that's actually I just didn't know that it's possible, but it's really cool that you have an option at least to find the university and to come to your university and start
Yeah,
the relationships.
if I might, add one more sentence to that. We had also such cases that a student of a partner university were asking us to sign an agreement with her mother university, right? So also such cases, yeah.
Well,
So
that's
we
really
had such
cool.
students from Salamanca, for example.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's really
that's
cool.
true.
That
Nice.
is cool.
Actually, we have another question which is actually connected to these things with faculties. Which university is the best recommendation for students of economics and management faculty? Do you have like your favorite one?
My favorite one.
And suitable for economics and
You know,
management.
I don't want to influence too much your choice, because you know, this is also a very interesting and very valuable experience that you need to choose by yourself. This is your adult decision, actually, which university to choose, right? Yeah, because we have a wide range of different universities. The only thing I will not recommend you for sure, please do not look at the ranking of universities, because you know the you know the place in the ranking does not mean that it's a good university for you. Yeah,
For
we are.
you.
Yeah, we are different people. We are individuals. We are. We have also different capacities, actually. So sometimes it's better to go to the, let's say, regular university, if I can call it like that, and be sure that I can survive, that I'm ready to pass all exams. Yeah, so do not concentrate that it must be, you know, 10 top university in the world, right? Please do not do that.
I really think that it's a very important comment that you're giving right now, because it's a stereotype that a lot of people do. So we're just gonna
Yeah.
go and Google the top university, and then we're gonna
Exactly.
cry before the exams.
Exactly.
And
I
yeah,
think
that's
that
important.
you need to really closely relate your exchange with your field of studies, I mean program, at Lazarski University. So for example, for students of management, let's say, right, it's extremely important to choose a university where classes are conducted mostly in form of teamwork. Yeah, because you are assigned to learn a lot of skills related with projects, right? So do not forget about it. But if you are a business economics student, for example, so maybe it's better to go to the university with a bit more research-oriented curriculum, right? For international relations, this is very interesting thing, yeah, because I remember that always international relations students sometimes, you know, they claim that there is no enough choice for them and so on and so forth. Indeed, there is, but you must somehow relate your exchange with some issues or some goals you want to achieve in your life. For example, if you are about writing a thesis, so maybe this is a good moment to look for the university where research is somehow related with the topic of your thesis. Yeah, then your thesis could be brilliant, actually, because you will have a lot of, you know, specialists, yeah, around you. So everything is individual in Erasmus. So that's why you need to contact Erasmus coordinators. Yes, the sooner you start to do that, the more we can clear up simply, and you will be more satisfied because the choice will be right.
And actually, that's an amazing. The unit that we have is really amazing, because I know that in some universities there is no such people like you, like the coordinator for the faculty. So they just have the list, and they just, you know, have to choose the university. And then a lot of students really regret about going to Erasmus, not because of the city. Well, he or she had fun in the city, you know, this parties, youth, and everything, but when it comes to the university issue, it wasn't for me. It was my cup of tea. It was my cup of tea.
You started a very interesting issue, and maybe I will add one more thing related with that. In many universities, as you probably know, because I'm pretty sure that you visit the websites of other Polish universities, I mean universities situated in Poland, you can see that there is a very specific period of time you're allowed to go for the Erasmus studies. It's not done in our university like that. The only requirement is that you must be a student, you know, at least of a second year. Yeah, so you must have 1 year already behind you, and that's it. So it shows how flexible we are, because actually you can choose courses from different semesters and even different stages, which means that we accept, not always, but in most of cases, we accept the courses from, let's say, bachelor program for our master students, or vice versa, because the courses are so interesting in partner university that why not? Yeah, so we are really flexible.
It is a
in that.
very,
Yeah.
very high
Yeah.
flexibility, actually, because I know a lot of other universities information, and I've never heard anything like that. That you can mix the grades. So okay, we have a plenty of questions.
Actually, yes.
So just and we have actually one comment that I liked Erasmus even during the beginning of the pandemic. So it
we are
shows,
so happy for you.
yeah, it really shows that people still go to Erasmus, students still go to Erasmus, and still enjoy this wonderful time. Because right now I have a student of Erasmus student, and she's really enjoying her time in Warsaw. However, everything is closed, but she's just happy because it's colder than in her country, so she can just chill here for a little
That's true.
bit.
And please remember that we also have Erasmus incoming students.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is a good moment to start in a closer contact with such persons, because maybe this is the best source of an advice.
Yeah.
Yes, which university? Maybe the university of one of them actually to choose, and you will have a contact already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Great network. So
Well, I would like to connect them somehow because there are so many of them. So two questions at one time. What would happen if an exchange student fail one exam? Does he fail on his own university or not? And also, is it reasonable to go for Erasmus on the last year of your studies from the academic point of view? Because student heard that it might be problematic.
I think it's everything about writing the thesis, and I think you understand it perfectly well.
Yeah, that's true. So it's up on the student, actually. It's up how you feel about it. The problem that can be related could be, but not necessarily, obviously, related with going for the exchange during your last year, final year, is that sometimes the process of issuing the transcript of records lasts a little bit too long. There are students who like to have, who want to close the semester quickly and just have the defense in a in June maybe, or July. But sometimes it happens that it's not possible because we do not have records from a partner university. So this is a danger, actually, yeah. But I believe that it's acceptable risk, actually.
Yeah.
It depends what do you plan to do for your master's studies if you are a bachelor student, obviously, yeah? Because there are also some requirements of the universities related with the documentation, collection of the documentation and so on, right? Deadlines and so on. So you need to revise it by yourself. There is no other risk related with that. We have very nice teachers here and thesis tutors. Yes, it means that they are very flexible. They are very willing to help students to write a thesis even in an online way. Actually, right now everybody is online, so even there is no a difference, right, between the situation of a regular student that is sitting here in Poland and a person who is going abroad. So it's really not a problem. And now about these exams that are sometimes failed. Come on, you're students. You have the right to fail an exam. Yeah, it's not a tragedy of the life. Yes, it's not. Yeah, so you have the same rights like here in Lazarski University. So first of all, if it happens, you have the second chance in a partner university, right? So you have two chances: basic session and the resit session in a partner university. Moreover, we know that sometimes students prefer to come back home and write a resit here.
Okay.
I mean here at home, right? Because right now I don't know if Poland is your home or not. Yeah. The case is that we always help students with that, with arranging these things. Yeah, just arranging a resit, usually in a real time, right? But here in Lazarski University, so you will be supervised by us. Yeah. And so it's like it goes like that. But there is also such a possibility that you don't pass a resit from a partner university, but you prefer to pass an exam on a course that is a kind of a substitute of that failed course of a partner university. Here
here
at
at-
Lazarski, yeah. So actually there are some options. So, yeah, so as I said, it's not a tragedy. The only thing I always ask students to remember about, don't be shy if you know that it will be difficult for you to pass an exam abroad. Just start to talk about it, because then we can do some plans for the future simply, yeah. And it will be simply much easier for
Yeah.
everybody, and predominantly for a student, but also for us to cope with this situation.
Okay. We're moving forward.
Your
Okay.
turn.
So, what we already have.
We didn't cover this one, and
So, what time is recommended or preferred for bachelor degree students after the first year or second?
so you already said that you need to be at least the second,
second year.
student.
So
to go
I
for
really think we
Erasmus.
actually answered. So the only thing that is required, you need to be on the second year,
Yes.
and that's it.
Okay, so I need to express my opinion anyway, as I can see, yeah. So I think that the easiest time for a student to go abroad is probably the first, a fall semester of the last year, because for two reasons. Because all of very hard big courses you have already behind you, right? And you don't have to bother with that. Yeah. So you go for the abroad during your actually specialization period. So this is a good moment, because we are, again, it gives us a bit more flexibility. Yeah. It's nicer for a student to go abroad and be able to do a course of whatever. A nice management, let's say, during the fifth semester, let's say, if you're a bachelor student, right? Then mathematics, which is
Yeah,
obligatory
exactly.
for every student. Yeah, it's better not to do that abroad. Now, maybe some of you don't care, right?
Yeah.
But most of students prefer a bit more soft courses, and such courses are usually situated at
On
the
the
last
side.
year, yeah,
Exactly.
and the final year.
Okay, so on to the next one.
I'm confused about this one actually.
So you ask it.
Okay, we have a question. Now, do you have Department of Communication and Media?
I really
I am confused, to be honest. And maybe you have any idea about this?
I'm sorry about it. I would like to have somebody who will communicate instead of me, but unfortunately not.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're asking the student who asked this question if you can be a little bit more precise. We're going to be more than happy to answer your question, but we just a little bit didn't understand it, like three of us here, right? So, okay, what's about Erasmus trainership? Is it summer internship?
Okay. Thank you for these questions. Yeah, because I think that there are not many students realizing that there are some other Erasmus possibilities for students and for graduates.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just read this question. I thought that this is a mistake because I literally
No,
don't
this is
understand.
true. This is true. So there is also such a component of Erasmus program that is strictly related with internships and trainings. We divide it into two different paths, because internships are destined for students. So this is a kind of a practice in the field of studies for students, while traineeship is a period of a longer, let's say, practice for graduates. That's true. And talking about internships, so during the studies, yes, the general idea is to send students to internships abroad during the summertime. Please remember that such an internship must last 3 months. Yeah, so you must arrange all things in advance enough to start your internship in an early holiday, yeah, and end at the end of September, let's say, yeah. But this is the easiest situation because this is a situation when we involve only a student and a business, I mean an enterprise where a student would like to have an internship, and our Erasmus coordinators, and that's it. If you anyway would like to go for internship during your study time, regular study time, I mean during the semesters, it's possible, especially now when we have online learning, yeah. But please remember that you do it a little bit on your own risk. Yeah, it goes like that. But it's possible. In such case, we will we will discuss this issue additionally with a program director in order not to make the student confused and realizing all of the risks related with that. Yeah, and that's it. But it's please treat this as a kind of an unusual situation. Yeah, you must be really devoted to the idea of going abroad for the internship during your regular study time. Yeah, it's not just a regular case. Yeah, and one more thing I would like to underline. Because in most of our Lazarski University programs, there are really a huge number of hours that you must spend as an intern in a business, yeah, in an enterprise. You can combine both goals actually. So you can do this obligatory internship abroad and take a grant from Erasmus program, yeah, so it's also possible. Yeah, you must be, trying to use different options. Simply.
Well, but this is very useful information, I think, that we just covered right now, because I'm sure that a lot of students really don't have any idea about this. So
one more, yeah, probably little thing that you don't know, yeah, that going for Erasmus internship, similarly to going for the Erasmus studies, students are given a grant, even a little bit bigger in case of internships. Nevertheless, if a student is smart enough and manage to arrange a kind of a salary, let's say, yes, from a business owner, we accept this. This is your, added value. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, you will be given a grant from Erasmus.
Great. Yeah. So, well, I'm sorry I got to know this after I graduated 2 degrees, but it's a very, very useful. I'm sorry, yeah. It's just useful information. So coming back to another question. Colleague?
Well, I think I'll start with this one. What is the main factor of winning the Erasmus program for students? Is it good interview, high marks, or personal achievements? Anything else?
To tell the truth, we have so many places for our outgoing Erasmus students that if it's possible, we will send you all. Yeah. So it's not the case of places. Please remember about it. It's also not the case of an average of your marks. Obviously, somehow we involve this information to the process of applying for Erasmus and program, but it's not the dominant factor for going abroad. The case is that according to Erasmus rules, we cannot forbid students to go abroad even if they do not pass semesters.
Okay.
Yeah. So just have it in your mind. Yeah. The average of marks is not a problem. It depicts your ranking position somehow. Yeah. But the most important thing is that's how you behave, your attitude for going abroad before the before the interview and during the interview, if we notice that you are engaged, that you are looking for appropriate university, that you know what's going on, that you know that your courses here in Lazarski must be suitable for the courses in a partner university, if we just notice it, so you are a good candidate. Right? So this is what is, so please do not, during the interview, the most common mistake, let's say, if I can call it like that, is that everybody would like to be very, let's say, well, I don't know even how to call it, but you know, everybody talks about the passion for traveling and meeting new people, and obviously that's obvious. Yeah, everybody is interested in new experience, but it's not the case. This is the you know, the interview lasts for 10 minutes maximum. This is the this is 10 minutes where you can show us, even using your own notes, that you know that in this university there are such courses, in another university another courses, anyway both suitable for your Lazarski program. It's enough. You are in Erasmus program for sure.
Okay. So try to be not very obvious when you answer the questions during the interview. And I think that's the case not just for the Erasmus interview, you know, for all the interviews that you're having in life. Okay, what about this question?
Well, okay. So even if I write my thesis, I can go abroad for last 6 semester.
Yes, you can.
So that's the one. I mean, we
Yes,
already
you can.
talked about that. So, okay. Do we have any more?
We have this question interesting about the law faculty. I will read that out, and I don't know whether you will be able to answer this, since this is not actually your faculty, but still. Is it true that there, at the Faculty of Law, after Erasmus, you will still have to take exams in Lazarski, because at the university abroad, only international law is covered?
That's true that, you know, law programs in general, right, are very conservative, let's say, yeah? So you must learn, first of all, some basics of Polish law, let's say, yeah, and you cannot find these courses abroad simply. This is the problem, yeah, so only in so that's why students of law and administration, they're allowed to go for the Erasmus student studies a little bit later than the students of other faculties, because you must simply do that more or less in the time when you have your courses more internationally oriented. Yeah. So you are right that there can be some, and there are usually some differences between programs, and such students are, after coming back, they need to pass some courses that that were skipped during the Erasmus exchange. But you know, this is a good moment, I think. I mean, COVID period is a good moment for the students of law and administration, because anyway, most of universities, also our university, right, will conduct classes in an online way, which means that somehow you can accommodate Lazarski courses together with the courses of a partner university. Yeah, so there is automatically a smaller risk of having some additional courses to be passed after you come back.
So,
okay, you choose.
okay, we have 2 questions that I think are going to be the last questions about the Erasmus topic, and I'm going to put it together. So, those are 2. Is there any rules for grades on subjects? I really don't perfectly understand what it means. Probably you do. And the second one, what about postgraduate programs? Is there an opportunity to go to Erasmus and postgraduate programs? So when it comes to the grades, I think it's about this exchange, this enrollment for the Erasmus. Do you have to have high grades in order to go to Erasmus? We already answered that.
Okay, so let's start from this perspective, yeah. So as I said, there is no strict requirements about the grades, right? So anyway, any your situation is, I mean, in terms of your grades average, you should apply, yeah, because yeah, we don't have any any border. We do not divide students, yeah, according to the average of the grades. But I think that there was another intention of this question.
About the grades.
Yeah, I think that it was a question about the grading systems of partner universities and how do we apply it to our reality here at Lazarski University. Again, the main rule is very easy, and this is the point of the exchange. The case is that we accept grades from a partner university. Yeah. So if you get, let's say, A, hopefully A grade, yeah, which means we can express it in percentage or however, because we always get the information from a partner university how to read the grading scale, right? But as I said, we accept the grade. We do not quarrel. Yeah, I cannot say that I'm sorry, our student is better than A, and please, change the grade. Yeah, we just give our highest grade in Lazarski University for such grade, and so on, right? So there is a kind of a we accept the grades.
Okay. And the last one, because I personally think that it might be a very important question for people who are asking about this. So, does every accepted student get a scholarship amount depending on the country? Or were there any cases when student didn't get anything?
There were such cases. But it's a very theoretical situation, actually. The case is that if you use all possible places for students, so next students could be accepted as Erasmus students, but without a grant. Yeah, so this is the situation. But as I said, we have so many places granted that there is no such a risk at the moment. If it happens that you are an Erasmus student, but you don't go abroad physically, I mean, you stay here in Poland, yeah, so you don't get a grant, because the grant is for covering the cost of living abroad. So, logically, if you don't go abroad, you don't get a grant, right?
Okay. So I have a question from my side, which is from our side, which is highly related to this huge amount of questions that we got about this topic. We actually have less than 15 minutes left till the end.
No!
So let me, on behalf of the whole Lazarski Talks team, ask you, will you come again to our Lazarski Talks studio to talk about the validated studies and about the projects?
Yeah, I'm honored. Obviously, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you on live, so
Yeah.
everyone is watching. You don't have
This is recorded. We have proof.
you don't have any opportunity to say no.
Okay.
But I really think that we should finish about this, Erasmus stuff, and we still have questions, so we just cannot say,
Okay.
it's done with the questions, and
This is
it's-
actually a very important one.
and it's
which is the
really,
next one.
really interesting to listen to you, honestly. So let us ask you this question about Erasmus too.
A student asking, I'm curious if an Erasmus can be a therapy for a person with anxiety and social issues. Does it help?
A lot, I think.
A global question.
Yes, this is that's true, but I think that indeed, I feel it. Yes, yes, especially when you decide to go, let's say, alone, because there are also students that, they are so that they prefer to go together with a friend, and we accept it, yeah, because we know that maybe not everybody is ready, yeah, for changing totally everything, yes, starting from a place of living up to the whatever university, friends, and so on, yeah, for a moment, obviously, yeah. but yes, yeah, you know, the case is that all Erasmus students in a partner university, they are looking for similar person, I mean persons in a similar situation. This is a perfect situation to go into the contacts with. I can observe it even with our incoming students. Yeah, so during the very first session with such students, we can observe how quickly they start to be a group. Yeah, so this is a perfect moment, right, to change a little bit, right, the reality, maybe to for a moment to leave old friends, right, and start to be more adult. This is the biggest advantage, by the way, from my perspective, that students start to be more adult. Yeah, so they realize a lot of things after they come back from the exchange. If I may say something that is not related maybe with the question, the greatest surprise for me personally was some years ago already, there was a student who was you know, an average one, let's say. Yeah, but he decided to go for Erasmus studies, and obviously he failed some courses. Yeah, okay, and after he come back Poland, he called me and we set a meeting, right, to discuss different things, probably related how we can help with such a situation. And I was so surprised that he was so happy during the meeting with me. And I was asking him, what's going on? Yeah, there are some courses failed. Why you are so happy? Yeah. And he said that he knows that these failed courses are not the end of the life, actually. Yeah, that the life is still going on. That anyway, even if he has not a good mark, he knows he learned so much from this partner university teachers and from the circumstances he was involved in. It was, you know, our meeting was just before he went for the interview for a job. And after this interview, he came back to me again, telling that he got a job. And what he said was that all of the questions he was asked were exactly this methodology he has learned during the Erasmus studies.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was the greatest actually advantage for him. He realized that he really learned the thing that was so useful. He could use it immediately here. Yeah, and now he's working in one of the banks.
So the fail of the exam is not the end.
It's not a mistake. Yeah, you should stop to think like that. Actually, do you know that in some, especially American universities, before you are accepted for the university, you must, describe how many times you have failed in different projects. And if you failed, you know, enough, you are accepted. Yeah, because it means that you are very well safe in your decision. Yeah, that you are very much self-oriented, that you know what you want.
And you still keep doing this.
Exactly.
It is very important for a teacher, a lecturer at the university and at school, I don't know, whenever we have the education, to say things like this, because still a lot of people really consider a failing of the exam of, I don't know, mathematics, macroeconomics, or whatever it is, as the personal failure, and they stop believing themselves, and it's very, very sad situation to sometimes observe something like this. So listen to our wonderful guests. It's even nice thing sometimes to have a fail. Don't fail your exam session. However, you know, we're just saying that just sometimes it's very important from the perspective of the student and of the lecturer, I think, to change the perspective in which you analyze it. But I actually have a question for you. Right now, let us imagine that there is no pandemic in the world and you are a student again of any degree you want. Where would you like to go for the Erasmus student if you had such an option?
Okay, obviously I have such a destination in my life. Actually, two.
Two.
Two,
Okay.
yeah, one of them, my first choice, right, would be probably Saxion University in the Netherlands.
Mhm.
Not because this is a Netherlands, yeah, it's not a crazy thing for me actually, yeah, because I was living there for some period of time. It's not the case. The case is that the way the Dutch universities teaches students is so they are so real life oriented, yeah. So I could see that for that student, I mean the students of this university, this is really passion to study, right? So it's yeah, so this is a very real life oriented. And another destination would be probably Finland, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, because of this educational system, very different from, you know, here European one. Although still this is a Europe, obviously, but they are innovative.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is a nice thing to take part in something that is so innovative. Yeah. That can you imagine that you work on a problem and you don't have any specific, let's say, classes? Yeah, there is a problem and you need to solve this problem from, you know, I don't know, financial perspective, law perspective, whatever, and so on and so forth, right? Management perspective.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
learn everything, yeah, in a pill. Yeah, that's amazing.
But
Yeah.
Finland, you have to go there probably on the, winter, what's called winter semester to see Santa Claus, which is in Finland, Yellow Puki. I think that's the translation of that. But so you would not go, to Barcelona, sunny countries or cities to have fun on the
They are
beach.
nice, obviously, but you know, I can do it anyway. Yeah, I can go for my holidays or whatever. By the way, it was my trick during my studies. There was no Erasmus program, yeah. But when I was just about writing a thesis, and I already had a thesis tutor and a topic, so I went to a country, namely to Spain, because I was writing about some similarities about banking systems, yeah, and I was doing a research there, but during my holidays, yeah, so I did
Okay.
2 in 1s, yes, I was on holidays. And
So
I
you
was-
actually consider Erasmus. Well, this is a very important thing to say to students too, because Erasmus is not just about, having fun, because you always can go to the holidays to, Airbnb and just spend your time there. So really try to concentrate on the fact that you have an ability to go to the most wonderful educational systems in the world and just to spend there one semester of your life. And I think that's one of the greatest things. Together with the people, of course, you're meeting to in Erasmus. Okay, well, we have 3 minutes left.
Yes, and I think this is the perfect moment to choose the best question of today's.
She always does this. Everyone forgets about this question, and then she just says,
I'm trying really hard not to forget about it.
I love this.
Okay, so do you have your favorite, the most interesting, the question which made you think, go back in your memories maybe? I don't know.
Okay, so can I choose 2 persons or not?
I think we can
Yes,
figure
we
that
can
out.
do that, yes.
Okay, so a person who was asking about an internship, because
Okay.
it makes me believing
Mhm.
that this person
was
is,
this
yeah,
one?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah. And a person, I believe, from law faculty. So this is a nice surprise for me. Yeah, that there
Yeah.
is also a question from a faculty which is usually a little bit less, okay, more skeptical. Yeah, because of this hard programs in law.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but okay, it would be very nice, if I may advise you, obviously, also to ask for a little talk, an Erasmus coordinator from law faculty,
Of course.
because there are some brilliant, let's say, really brilliant professional careers of our students that were going for Erasmus studies, I believe, to Italy, and now they are specialists in law. They combine Polish law and Italian law, yeah, and they are doing so
That's very
good.
interesting.
So it could be interesting for you.
So,
Yeah.
I know who I'm emailing tomorrow for the invitation to become the Lazarski Talks guest. Thank you very much for
Thank
that. So, we have two students. The first one is 5 degrees tonight on Instagram.
Instagram nicknames,
Yeah.
they're the best always.
And Kate, congratulations. We know Kate. She's from law faculty and a very active observer, by the way, of Lazarski Talks. And we actually have 1 minute left, and we would like to say a huge thank you, because first of all, it is very obvious the students were interested. We have to say sorry because we had 3 topics, but we just managed to cover 1.
But you promised to come
yes, you
again, so
promised.
we will
Yes,
cover
yes.
them.
So thank you very much for being with us today, because it was really, really interesting listening to you, because you say these things like, you know, with very easy perspective, very human perspective, which I think is very, very important.
It's very
and-
valuable.
Yes, it is for us, for the students. So I am like really, really satisfied with this wonderful episode that we had. We see you in some time. And I think that's the perfect moment to say goodbye.
Bye, and see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks. Thank you very much and have a wonderful exam session.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies.
We're still waiting.